Okay, before we move on from character, we have to talk about how playwrights reveal character in the play. First, character can be revealed through stage directions, descriptions, anything that is not actually a part of the text or the dialogue of the play. You will find these stage directions typically before the dialogue starts, the setting, all of that, that's where it's included. Next, you find out about a character through what obviously the character says. That reveals a lot about who the character is, where the character comes from, and also all of those qualities that we discussed. You also learn about the character through what other characters say about that character, through conversations when the character is not on stage. And finally, you learn a lot about the character through the character's physical actions, what the character does. Now, there are two types of characters. We know sympathetic and unsympathetic characters. Sympathetic characters receive the noble, honorable, respectable behavior. Those qualities go to the sympathetic characters. We can relate to them easily, even though they may not represent us in our approach or thinking. Playwrights will put characters in plays that challenge us, that force us to possibly shift the way we think about humanity, a character, upbringing, background, something like that. They are there to challenge us as well. Now, unsympathetic characters obviously are the ones who have low morals, the ones who are criminals, or the ones who are creating the conflict, causing most of the problems. Character is very important, of course. They are the engine that drives the play or drives the story. Next, we have thought. When we talk about thought, we talk about theme or the overall meaning of the play, the message. All plays have meaning. You don't have to expect just dramas or plays that are serious to have a specific meaning. Comedy has meaning. Um, and in theater, in a play, the meaning is not stated. It's implied. This is when your imagination and perceptiveness comes into play. You have to perceive the meaning of the play as it is being presented. You rarely have character come out and say, "This is what the play means." That's not how playwrights typically want to do that. Now, playwrights use characters to express meaning. A playwright will identify a character to express the point of view. At some point throughout the play, this character's words or actions will convey the meaning. Um, Playwrights project the idea or present the idea or the meaning of a play in certain ways, reinforcing that meaning and presenting it to the audience. The first method that we have to recognize, because this is where we're starting eventually, is in Greek theater. The Greeks used a chorus as a means of expressing or communicating the meaning of the play. We will see when we look at Oedipus Rex that after every scene, a chorus appears, and the chorus will more or less restate or re-express what you saw in the previous scene. That way, the meaning is reinforced. Soliloquies and asides. Shakespeare used these a great deal. In a soliloquy, as well as in an aside, a character is speaking directly to the audience. Um, they step outside of the action. Either they are on stage by themselves, that's a true soliloquy. We will see lots of those in Hamlet. Um, or an aside is when a character is on stage with other characters and they step outside of a conversation. They step outside of the dialogue and say something directly to the audience as that character. That, as an aside, and that's another way to further establish and express meaning. Another way that meaning can be communicated by a playwright is through the use of allegory and symbol. With allegory, of course, you have characters that represent human qualities, usually extreme human qualities like greed or lust or anger or envy. And these characters embody that quality. Through this, we are demonstrating, through the actions of these characters and through their dialogue, the meaning of a play. We also know very clearly how symbol creates or communicates meaning. As we move forward in the course, we will see that during the Middle Ages, allegory was used extensively in morality plays. And we will see symbol used extensively at the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century, during the symbolist period, where the power of symbols, the power of images, did a lot to communicate the meaning of the play. Okay, so we are now up to the third part or third method of organizing dramatic action: plot, character, and thought. Next, we will talk about diction. I'll be back.